flow mechanic. Remember, I was confused like stacks fall after 4 seconds of not using any unique skill, like both I as well as one of my viewer, I believe it's called like Night Shadow or Nighthawk, someone who had followed at the end of the stream. He tried to help me out understand how this thing works. So, in general, if you take a look at it, like using a 4th unique skill consumes all stacks, but you might ask, like I was asking, like unique skills require 4, like what the hell is unique skills? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm explaining to you as easy as possible. In order for you to get this flow stack, you gotta use skills that you currently have on your panel in a consecutive order. So let's say I'm using like Flurry, Smoke Bomb, Shift, and Flask. 1, 2, 3, 4, then again 1 flow stack, and then I can discharge this 1 flow stack. Let's say I'm using Flurry as my main offensive attack, by clicking on the Flurry yet again, and yeah, in this fashion I'm going to discharge my 3rd attack, and it consumes this flow stack and it deals tremendous amount of damage. That's the easiest explanation that I could come up with. Once again, just use those skills in a consecutive order, one after another, until the flow icon will pop up, and then when you use another offensive skill, you are going to be doing additional damage because of it. How much did I get? Already 6. That's more than enough at this point. Thank you. That's a better armor for sure. Although it looks... It still... I guess it signifies or highlights the fact that Rogue is always agile, always at her feet, and she doesn't have to be as well protected as someone like a Sentinel, you know, for her to move agile. Something that you had, for instance, in Witcher 1, and in the books, it specifically highlighted that why Witchers are not using heavier armor. They always use either cloth armor or something like a chainmail, because they are swift and agile with their reflexes. They don't need to restrain themselves by wearing like heavy plate mail armor or something similar to it, over the ones that have like percent base increased. That's the only attack you need to watch out for, literally. Everything else, it's... whatever. It's not over yet, because you still have to defeat your wormy creature. It's not gonna do any damage to me. GG's area has been fully cleared. Well, I will show to you my skill tree and knots that I have took in it. So Flurry, melee version of the Flurry, obviously dual wielding. I took deep strikes, more damage, precision, critical strike chance, incision, crit strike multiplier. And I took wild tactics for the sake of, on the 3rd strike, to lower my enemy's resistance, specifically against physical attacks, because I'm trying to get as much flat physical and percent base damage that's possible. Next, Acid Flask. With Acid Flask, first things first, I got to the point Semper Glass to shred my enemy's armor, which again improves my physical attacks from whatever sources I have. Then I got to the point where I got Frailty with this Debilitate node. This lowers my enemy's damage. Everything that they have, like damage over time effects, critical attacks, and so on and so forth. Now it's not really that important what other debuffs I'm going to get, other knots that I'm going to get in Tempered Glass. I looked at them briefly. I mean, bottom lower side from the left focuses on poison, the right side focuses on fire. This side focuses on like poison duration, blind time. Not really like, it's not really that important to get them. I decided to go for Elixir of Speed to gain haste chance and make it last a little bit longer. And that's probably pretty much it. Like, I didn't really know. I'm going to improve also those debuff that slows my enemies down and increases the slow duration. That's about it. The most important thing from the acid flask I got is the tempered glass. Fine. The shift ability, I went for molting. Shifting cleanses all negative effects from myself. Now I'm going to go for, and I also grabbed the execute from Unseen Strike whenever my opponent has 15% health or less. Instead of trying to finish them off by my flurry attacks, I can easily just press my shift button and insta-kill them. It works on normal enemies, elites, on bosses, it works everywhere basically. It's the same idea that Sentinel had on his Rife skill on his third attack. It's called a little bit differently, but the idea is totally the same. Now, the last two abilities that I want to specialize in is the Smoke Bomb, because Smoke Bomb also has the frailty source, and you can combine it with each other, and you can make this frailty effect even stronger. And finally, I'm going to go for Lethal Mirage, not necessarily for the sake of damage that this ability might provide, but rather for the total immunity from incoming damage. That's the whole idea. When it comes to my skills and their specs. Alright, time to fight this boss. I mean, currently I'm using those ballistas only for the sake of increasing my damage a bit, but I'm not gonna spec with them. And that was the execute, by the way. You see, he had like more or less 13 to 15%, and I finished him off with the shift, excuse me. What do you mean block, block, block? Come on, open up. Where's my smoke bomb? There it is. My life leech at this point, it's not as high enough to just simply like stay in one place and hit him. But later on I could have done so. Even with this character. Can do so. Execute. Bye-bye, Spymaster Zarek. Marauder Doomblade, that's two-handed. 16, 25, 9.